All right, so let's get started making this card. Today we are going to use some the Gina K March card kit. I've done quite a bit of cards with this kit. I think this is one of the best ones that she has put together so far. So this is the card that we are going to make today. We are going to use an embossing folder by a different company. This is the stamp set. It is called Spring Things, and there's butterflies, dragonflies, flowers. It's got the sentiments, and it also has a coordinating die set. We're going to use a piece of cardstock. This is also by a different company, but it's similar to her sweet corn cardstock. You will need a couple of pieces of white cardstock. This one is 5 1/4 by 4, and this one is 1/8 of an inch smaller. And we're going to stack these, but you're going to stamp on the 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, I said that right. The smaller one goes on the back side, and it is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so get your larger piece of cardstock, and we'll keep this one stamped. This one's stamping, and this one is die cut. We are also going to use Master Layouts number 3. That's Master Layouts number 3. We are going to use the stitched circles. We're going to make 3 circles on this one. You need a strip of cardstock, and we are going to die cut our sentiment strip with it. And you'll need a pencil, black ink, and then whatever colors that you want to make your thank you and your flower out of, and a sponge dauber. The embossing folder we're going to use is by Tailored Expressions, and it's Swish Thoughts. All right, so first thing we're going to do is die cut. So I have my Griffin Empress electric, and we're going to put the larger stitched circle from Master Layouts number 3. Yes, correct. Master Layouts number 3. We're going to do the larger circle in the upper left, and then the smaller in the middle on the right. And we're going to run that through. Okay, so I have taken the larger circle, put it down on the lower right, and I am running that through. Now I'm going to take that die cut panel and placing it in the embossing folder, which is the Tailor Expressions dots, and I'm running that through. And that is going to create our very top panel. Okay, so we're going to put our card panel, our smaller card panel, in our Misti. We marked with a pencil so we'd know where our stencil will lay. I placed my stamp, and I'm going to stamp it with the VersaFine Clair Tuxedo Black. And stamp it. That looks pretty good, but I'm going to stamp it again. Get it nice and black and crisp. And that looks good. So I'm going to clean my stamp. guess I could get this over just a little bit so you can see. I just sprayed it with water, and I have a little microfiber towel, and I'm just going to clean it off. And then our next stamp is going to be the dragonfly. And we're going to position it where we want it. Pick it up, ink it up, close our Misti door, press a little bit, and needs a little bit more. We're going to stamp it again. And that looks great. Gina stamps, stamp fabulous. Okay, so I cleaned my stamp, and now I am going to choose a different stamp. I had used this stamp right here with this card example, but I think I want to use this solid stamp this time. Give it some attention. And I'm going to bring this back over here and decide where I'm going to place that stamp. Pick it up. Now it's new, so I'm going to rub it a little bit so it will stamp good. And I think, yeah, it had something on it. I think we're going to use, since we're using the sweet corn card base, I'm going to go back, oops, go back with the sweet corn ink. And I had used bubblegum. So we're going to use those, and we're going to get our dauber that we use for pinks. Okay, so first we're going to ink up our floral image in sweet corn. And then that looks good. I don't think I'm going to stamp it again. We're going to take our bubble gum, and we're just going to get a little ink on our dauber, and we're going to do a little bit in the middle and spread it out just a little bit and press that. Beautiful. I think I want to do it one more time. And I think I absolutely love it. So we're through with the inks. I'll bring it up so you can see what it looks like. Beautiful. So we're going to stamp our sentiment next. So we're going to set this aside and let it dry. And we're going to use the sentiment that says thank you. So we need our white card scrap. And we're going to center this in the middle. Doesn't really matter because we're going to use from Master Layouts 3 a banner. And use our black onyx again. Stamp it. and it looks good. That's what I love about this black. I used Gina Case for a long time, but I need to buy an ink refill, and because it needs to be re-inked. So I started using this, and this is just the one that I go to. I'm sure that if I order my ink refill, that I'll go back to Gina because it is also a really good ink. So clean our thank you stamp up, put it away, and we'll go to the next step. So we have our sentiment die, and we're going to cut that out from Master Layouts 3. Okay, so we got it centered, and we'll run that through. Okay, so after I run that through my die cutter, this is what it looks like. And we'll get our coordinating cardstock, which is just a scrap. See if it's long enough. It just works perfect. And we'll glue that together. This is just a scrap from my stash. And we'll center it and let it dry. And off camera, I dried my inked panel because this is a pigment ink and it takes a while for it to dry. So I dried it with my heat tool, because when you go to erase your pencil lines, it will smear if it's still wet. And I dried the last one and it still smeared it a little bit. So you want to make sure it's really good and dry before you take your eraser to your stamped image. Okay, so we have our card base and we need to score it. And get it ready. So I have the score buddy. Gina also has a score pal that you can purchase. I already had a score buddy, so I didn't see any reason to buy another scoreboard. I actually have 2 scoreboards. One's bigger than this, but we're going to score our cardstock base. And I heard a really good tip that said you have a ditch and a bump, and you want to bury the bump, which means you bury it in between these 2 card layers, and that will give you a perfect card base. And we've glued our sentiment together. So now we're going to work on this panel a little bit. This flower, I want to add some details. I've got my white gel pen and I have my Paper Studio fine line pen. And what I'm going to do is just put dots in the center where the little stamp white areas were that weren't stamped. So I'm just going to fill that in just a little bit. And we're going to take our white gel pen and make sure it's going. And then we're just going to do a couple little details just to brighten this little flower up just a little bit. I'll bring it up close to the camera in just a minute so you can see. Just put a little bit of definition. You could use a white gel pen. You could use your white colored pencil. You can use an acrylic pen, any of those. All right, so now our next step is to add our embossed panel to our stamped image. And what we're going to do is we're going to put foam tape on the back and pop it up a little bit. Okay, so I've got all my foam squares, foam tape. I just finished a roll by scrapbook.com, and I started on my Altenew roll. All of my products that I use will be linked in the description. In one handy dandy link, all my favorites and the products that I use today will be linked for you to go shop if you see anything you like. I do use affiliate links, so I do get a small commission if you choose to use my links. So I am going to put my embossed panel on top of my stamped panel. And I'm not going to press it down yet in case I want to move it, but it looks pretty good. So I am going to smooth it down. And there is our focal point. At this point, we can glue it down. And I use the My Sweet Petunia glue press. It does clog if you don't use it. Just take a straight pin and unclog it. And we're going to take this and center it on our card base. We are almost done with this card. It didn't take but just a few short minutes. Easy, easy. Okay, now we're ready to put our sentiment strip on. So what I have to do is determine where I want it. And we're going to glue some of it and put foam squares in on the other area. Yep, I think that's what I want to do. So I need to glue this very edge and this portion. And then what we can do is after we've glued this down, we can stick a little foam square underneath it so it'll hold it up. And there you go. So our last thing is just to get some black dots. I had used disco ball sequins on this one, and I found some more black dots. I thought I was out, but I found some, and I would rather put some black dots on here. And I'm using the Gina K pickup tool to place our black enamel dots. And there you go. there is our card using Spring Things. That's part of the Gina K card kit. The last time I looked, it was still available as a card kit. It is an exceptional value. If you want to wait until her next release comes out, you can buy these stamps and dies individually. But if you buy them now in her kit, you get them at a discounted price. And you get, if you spend $50, you get free shipping. If you spend $75, you get a free product. There's usually 2 stamp sets to choose from, or you can do card bases or card fronts. So what I usually do, she comes out with a live. I think she's coming out with a live on Tuesday, the 27th, 28th, something like that. And if I like the card kit, I buy it. And with this card kit, I got free shipping, free stamp set. And in order to make it 75, I started doing my die collection, ink collection with her. And I added butterscotch and tangerine twist. And that put me up to the 75. And I got the free initiative stamp set. And the one I picked was this one. And I am going to make another video and showing you how to do a simple stamping. It's called a SIP card. Stamps, ink, and paper. And that's it. That's all you use to make this card. And I picked Springy Sketches is the stamp set that I picked with for my free. So I appreciate y'all watching my channel. I put up 2 more videos for you to watch that I think you'll enjoy. If you would please share my video to your other crafty friends, I'd appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not already subscribed, and I will create with y'all later. Bye. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you look in the 2 corners up top, I have chosen 2 more for you to watch. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.